Explosive polling reveals 72% of Brits think Starmer's government is as chaotic as the Conservatives. His ratings crashed from +10 to -40. Political commentator confronts the PM's disasters. Rachel Reeves' tears. £55 billion overspend risking IMF bailout. GB News exposes Reform UK could win 290 seats tomorrow. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications to stay updated.
Happy tears for government today, because a year
Lots of tears, though.
But a year after securing that landslide victory, the polling indicates that 72% of Oz think Sir Keir Starmer's government is as much chaos as the last Conservative
And
one.
you can't help but think maybe he thinks that too. The drama surrounding Rachel Reeves, for instance, and the welfare bill and her tears seems to have resulted in the Prime Minister receiving his lowest approval rating yet.
Well, recent polling also suggests that if there was a general election tomorrow, Reform UK would get 290 seats. Now, it's not enough for an outright majority, but heck, what a jump it is up from the current...
And a very good morning. Very good morning, Suzanne. I mean, this is quite a poll. And, I mean, Sir Keir Starmer has to be shocked by this. His ratings just go down and down and down.
Yes, it's not a good morning for the Prime Minister. His approval ratings have gone down from +10 in August last year to -40 now. This is according to the exclusive polling by the Sunday Times, by More in Common for the Sunday Times. There's no doubt this is an absolute disastrous poll for Keir Starmer. But really, should he be surprised? Absolutely not. I mean, since he came into office, it's been a disaster after disaster after disaster. You know, it started with the withdrawal of the winter fuel allowance from pensioners. That was massively, massively unpopular. There's no surprise whatsoever that this poll also shows his popularity rating particularly low over the over 65s. Then hot on the heels of that, we had the Chagos disaster when he threatened to spend, well, he's spending £9 billion giving away the Chagos Islands to Mauritius. This week, as you mentioned, we've had the tears from Rachel Reeves. We've had the climb down on welfare. There was also that £20 billion black hole that Rachel Reeves, Chancellor, said the Tories had left behind. Well, Labour's record so far has been absolutely disastrous. They've overspent by 55 billion more than the OBR forecast in just the last 8 months. The small boat arrivals up 48% so far this year, 20,000 in the first 6 months as compared to last year. They said they were going to stop the use of hotels. Well, it turned out they were going to buy the hotels and bribe private landlords with extortionate amounts of rent to actually put these people up, pushing other people out of the rental market. I don't think there's a single demographic in the country that Keir Starmer's government has not upset in some way or another. I mean, I could go...
But that is an extraordinary amount of time in politics.
Well, there are, but I think people don't see them taking the hard decisions. I think they see them taking decisions that were not in their manifesto. So, for example, Chagos was not in the manifesto. The vote on decriminalising abortion was not in the manifesto. That upset a lot of people. Now, abortion up to term. The tax rises were not in the manifesto. They promised there'd be no tax rises on working people, and then spun that. I think very badly to make a rise in employer national insurance, which actually means that people are losing jobs because businesses are going bust. They haven't got so much money to play with. They're having to cut costs. So that is a tax on working people, however way you want to look at it. And so I don't think people see them making hard decisions. I see they see them making decisions that are not necessary. I think there is now a huge amount of I think concern rising about net zero, for example. So how can you have a £20 billion black hole allegedly on the one hand and then give Ed Miliband £20 billion on a carbon capture and storage project, which is completely unproven and untested? That, again, is something that rankles. You know, their tax pledges, putting up taxes on wealthy people, that's just led wealthy people to leave the country. We've seen a phenomenal exodus of millionaires from this country, young people looking for jobs overseas, in Dubai, for example, instead of actually looking for a future career here. So I think they might have 4 years, but the way I see it and the way a lot of people see it is that in that 4 years, things could get a lot worse.
Hearing your litany there, looking at the polling on Keir Starmer, the fact that he is massively unpopular. And when they do these polls, time and again, people say, I cannot trust a word he says. So you end up thinking, well, what can we do about it? We're just stuck with them.
Well, we are. And I think one of the most depressing things about this particular poll is that people asked who they trusted more as Prime Minister. Was it Keir Starmer? Was it Nigel Farage? Or was it Kemi Badenoch? And the really depressing answer was that a majority of people, 46%, said none of them. And I think this is the other problem. Trust in politicians has never been high. It really hasn't. But it is absolutely on the floor now. And if I had £1 for every time I'd heard somebody say they're all as bad as each other, I don't trust any of them, I'd be a very rich woman. And I don't see Labour turning that around. We've now, also this week, other bad news for Keir Starmer, this formation of a new party by Jeremy Corbyn and Zara Sultana. That is potentially going to eat into Labour's vote as well.